What is up, YouTube family? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you tonight for a little bit of a mixture, I guess you could say. Hopefully, you've been watching the videos this week. We were on some epic bags for about 3 trips in a row, and you guys saw 2 of them this week. Hopefully, if you didn't see those, you guys got to go back out and check out those videos. Those were some of the best days we've ever had on Ray Hubbard, the last 2 videos that you saw. So it's really hard to beat something like that. Well, we actually did. We had one more time out there where we were able to stay on these fish, and we put together our best bag ever. Stick around, and we'll talk to you guys about that and about some of the equipment I was using. Let's go. All right, first off, let's just kind of talk about what in the world was going on here this week. I mean, it was just some really amazing stuff. Well, you guys have heard me talk a lot about, spawn recently. Of course, now that we're into May, spawn's pretty much over, but you've heard me talk about finding where they spawn. If you know where they spawn, they're going to be close by, right? Well, that's really all we were doing here, guys. We knew they spawned a lot in the marinas. We know they spawn a lot in Sapphire, which is another marina on Ray Hubbard. We know they spawn in the back of Captain's Cove, another marina in Ray Hubbard. And then we know that they spawn up on the seawalls in Chandler's Landing. So if they're going to spawn up on the seawalls, where are they going to go next? They're going to pull out a little bit deeper. The ones that are protecting the fry aren't going to be that far away from that seawall. They're going to be a little bit ways away, but not really far. And then the ones that are done, they're going to start making their trip back out to the big water. And so they're going to go as far, deep pretty much as you can get inside of that area. And so that's really what we were trying to do, is just trying to target the ones that were barely off and then the ones that were out more towards the deeper water. We just happened to find a great group of fish in about 3 or 4 different spots and put all those spots together. And then add that to the Saturday tournament that we had that you guys are going to see some film for as I'm talking. Add that to that tournament, add the shad spawn in, getting there early enough, and then finding that area where that shad spawn was going on. That put us in the money really quick. We got some really good keepers right out of the gate because of the shad spawn. So that shad spawn was key. I actually saw a video the other night. I think it was last night I watched it. Randy, one of the guys that's out there on the YouTube land, Intuitive Angling, said that the shad spawn was a joke and not to chase it. Are you kidding me? Like, I usually agree with Randy, but on that one, I'm sorry, dude. I have caught so many fish in the shad spawn. It's super hard to find. Yeah, you don't know where it's going to be. But to me, it's an area thing. And if you know the area where the shad spawn is, you can find it. If you look hard enough, you get out there early enough, you'll trip upon it. Obviously, if you don't see anything in an entire area, you need to go to a totally different opposite part of the lake and look there. But once you find it, you can pretty much go year after year and find the shad spawn going on. If you know where it's happened the year before, it gives you a pretty good idea of where it's going to be the next year. It's not always in that same exact spot, but it's typically in that area. All right, so I'm getting totally sidetracked here. Let's talk first about this tournament. So don't have a lot of video for you. I'm so sorry. I got a little bit of clips here and there, but the thing is I actually, believe it or not, guys, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but I actually had a really good day on the back of the boat. All this stuff about the back of the boat and people front loading you and all this blah, blah, blah. Well, I had a day on the back of the boat. In fact, most of the fish we caught the big fish we caught in this tournament came from me, surprisingly, whereas the 2 times before, Landon was just putting the hammer down on me and just catching everything. So we took the same approach in this tournament. Look, if we got something going on, if one person's hot, the other one's not, that person's always going to be in the front of the boat until something changes, we lose, we don't get a good bag, something like that. Then we might switch up and alternate who's going to be on the front of the boat. But I'm all about just riding the wave, right? Just don't change anything. If it's working, don't change it. And so that was our key. So unfortunately, because of that, we didn't get a lot of good film. We also didn't get a lot of good film at the end because the very first 6-pounder I caught in the morning, she went sideways on us in the live well within about 5 minutes. So we put some clips on her. She only came out of 10 foot of water. So I don't understand why she did that. We put some clips on her. We put a clip on the bottom, put her back in the live well. That somewhat stabilized her, but then she started to come up again. So we ended up having to put a clip on the front and a clip on the back to balance her out and keep her at the bottom of the live well. And once we were able to do that, keep the oxygenator on her, she stayed alive. Everything was good until we got to the weigh-in. We got to the weigh-in. She was still doing great. And then we went to dump her off. I went to the ramp to make sure she was going to make it. And it took me 15 minutes to get her going again. And I just kept trying and trying and trying. She just kept coming up. And I just kept moving her back and forth, trying to get as much oxygen in her gills as I could. And finally she took and she swam away. I was super happy, but the problem was I got no film of him calculating up the results or really even announcing our winnings. But we did win the tournament, 26.99 pounds. I'm not kidding. I'll show you the results. You'll see the pictures here as I'm talking. It was an amazing day. We didn't miss a lot of fish. We caught all the fish that we pretty much hooked into. So overall, it was just an amazing, great day. Third time in a row we had been out there fishing the same kind of pattern, and third time in a row that we put together a 20+ pound bag. This time, 26.99. Like I said, we ended up winning the tournament. We won $1,000-something bucks by going out there. Would have won more, or actually, no, never mind. The no forward bonus on Saturday. So that's pretty much. We would have won more if we would have got big bass, but big bass was like 10 pounds or something like that, something crazy. But anyways, it was a great time. We had a lot of fun. It was a great little tournament. Hopefully we'll be able to do it again sometime. But as we finish up this video and we finish up the epic week of fishing with just crazy catches and everything else, I want to tell you something that happened to us. The Dobyns Rods Company, Dobyns, actually, I don't know if they call it a sponsor or what they do, but they are willing to help out our Rockwall fishing team. And part of that is they give us a discount on rods and pretty much any of their merchandise for being loyal to them, and they'll give us the discount. Well, I took my son up to Dobyns up in not Longview, I forget where, Sulphur Springs, I think it is. Took my son up there to their shop. Those people were super awesome, super cool to us, took us back in the back. Got to look at hats and merchandise, got to go through all the rods. He explained us to what rods worked best. I ended up buying me this rod right here, which is called an Extreme Ecstasy. I've had a lot of rods, right? I've gone through a lot of rods, and I haven't really gone up to the super high end. The highest I got was probably my Unicorn, and I really love my Unicorn. That's my 6 cents rod. But I'm telling you, if you can save up the money, and you can buy this rod right here, it is phenomenal. I can feel things I've never felt before. That day in that tournament, the difference between the 2 days before and then that day was that I got this rod, right? So Sunday I didn't have this rod. I didn't even have my Unicorn either. I was actually fishing with the X-Pry, which I don't think is nearly as sensitive. The next Saturday I didn't have one, but then the big Saturday tournament, or actually Tuesday I didn't have it, and then Saturday, the big tournament that we're talking about here, 26.99 pounds, I probably caught like 15 or 20 fish. I'm not kidding you. This is not a fishing tale. I did them all on this rod. My first 2 fish on this rod were both 6-pounders. This rod, for whatever reason, is fit for me. You guys need to go check it out. It's an Ecstasy series, and it's the Dobyns rod. This is a 724, 4 being more like a heavy to a heavier type, medium heavy. This thing, I'm telling you guys, I've never in my life, of all the fishing rods that I've purchased and everything, I have never felt anything like this. So hey, before we leave, I'm gonna leave you some pictures of the tourney. 26.99 pounds. It's amazing, guys. Get out there, go fishing. Hubbard's been busting out some bags. We actually fished the Tuesday nighter last night, and we didn't do very good. We ended up with just under 11 pounds, like 10 something. Didn't do very good at all, kind of fishing that same pattern, so clearly that pattern's over. But a guy came in and he weighed in 31.9 something or something like that. It was almost 32 pounds. Freaking amazing, 32 pounds. And then the next bag under was 20 pounds. So, I mean, this lake is kicking out some incredible, incredible fish. People say Hubbard's not a great lake. I'm going to start to disagree with you there. This thing is pumping out some giants. Get out there, go fishing, have some fun. And until next time, catch your PB. Take it easy.